Well, good evening and welcome to Find It. I'm so glad you're joining us. This is a very important topic, very near and dear to my heart, especially at this point in my life. You'll understand why. We have Robbie A. Smith here. She has over 35 years experience dealing with long-term care with elderly and dementia. This is a huge thing for us. And as the population continues to age, right, and how we deal with it and all the resources that are available to us that you may not be aware of. Lots of things we are going to discuss tonight with that. I also want to let you know that the Find It with Debbie show is brought to you by Studio 11 Style. You'll see up in the top of the banner, you see this Studio 11 Style, and we do have a free app. Download it. We have a ball in there. So download the free app. We sell fashion, but it's way more than fashion. It's all the feels. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Sorry for the little late start, but I'm glad you're here. We're going to show an intro for Robbie, and she will be right back with us. Welcome to the show, Robbie. I'm so glad you're here. And I'll give a quick intro. We're going to switch so you're bigger here, but I'm going to tell people how we met. I was doing a presentation for the Chamber of Commerce and the Visitors Bureau and mentioned that I had a podcast. And Al also said, if anyone has a worthwhile cause that they want to share, let me know. I'll get you on the show. You approached me and said, hey, I have a worthwhile cause. I have a good topic to cover. And I agree 100%. So here you are. Tell us a little bit how you got into this, what you actually do. Let's give everybody the
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Well, I'm a nurse first and foremost, but I manage a small nursing home, the Vineyards at Concord in Frankfort, Ohio, and I love what I do.
Yeah, I know you do. And you also mentioned that you love your family, you love God, you love your family, and you love your country. That
Absolutely.
really warmed my heart. That really warmed my heart. So you have been doing this for over 35 years, and this is long-term health care with elderly and dementia. And I want everyone to understand that you're a resource. You've been through it. You've lived it. So when someone like me and my sisters, my dad has a stroke, and we don't want
I'm
him,
sorry.
right? We don't want him to be in a nursing home. We want to take care of him, but then he's way better now, by the way. So
Good job,
it's
girls.
a miracle. However, there's a lot of people struggling with, I don't really want to put him in a nursing home. I want to care for him at home too. So how do we navigate through that process? And so there's a lot to know that you don't know unless you know.
There's a million pros and cons, right? There's the fact that we want to be able to provide care for our loved ones. And then you've got the fact that sometimes it's so challenging you're not able. You've got all kinds of financial aspects. And you don't want to lose the family home. Your parents have worked all their lives to provide an inheritance for you. And that's not going to be possible if you put them in the nursing home, most likely, unless, they did really well for themselves and they can afford to pay privately. So first of all, if you have a supportive family, you are so way ahead of the game.
Yeah.
If there's more than one sibling, kudos, and you're both willing to work at providing the care, that's the ideal situation. And you guys can work together and determine a plan for who's going to do what, when, what days are available. What's really challenging is when it falls on one person or an only child, and that person still has to work for a living. That can make it really, really challenging.
Right. And so we have to make this clear for sure. There's in no way, shape, or form we're trying to say that everyone needs to take care of their parents at home, because they're all different situations. And that one that you just gave us, if you're trying to provide for your young family, but also trying to take care of a parent, you can't. You're one person. You can't divide off and all of that. So I do have two other sisters, and we work very well together. And it is almost the simplest things that you just mentioned that I thought of. Sometimes if you don't really take the time to make a schedule and what works for everybody, and it can get shifted to one person more than the other. And it is just as easy as we're going to sit down and this is the schedule and what works, maybe at the beginning of every week. But I want you to, continue to elaborate on, in your line of work and in your experience, what are some of the tips you can give people who are in a situation right now?
Well, if you have family support, like I said, you're doing so well. And like with you and your sisters, I don't know if you guys did this, but it helps when you have more than one person caring for someone to keep a notebook. We call it a
Oh my gosh, my
communication book.
Cinda, that's what she writes everything down. She started that. She thought of that. And I'm like, that's genius.
It's imperative. It's imperative. That way, when you come in to take care of dad, you know that he didn't eat well yesterday. So maybe you need to push a little bit harder today. And then being in nursing, I want to know in that book what they ate. Did they use the bathroom? How big was it?
Yeah.
I want to know all that stuff. I
love it that you're that detailed, because that's the stuff that really matters and is a telltale sign of what's actually happening with that person.
My best advice to caregivers is you've got so much on your shoulders and you're responsible for so very much. Have fun with the individual that you're caring for every moment that you can, especially with dementia folks. Everybody with dementia, probably 100% of folks with dementia, just want to feel good and have fun. A lot of times their dementia is so advanced that they only have the here and now. And you're like, take a bite, eat. It's time to take a shower. Don't forget to have fun with them. You won't regret it.
And I know. And I was going to ask, how do you do that when they're already so far one way?
Okay, well, there's lots of ways that I have fun with my residents and that I've had fun with my father-in-law who had Alzheimer's. My husband was targeted on that, take a bite, Dad, take a bite, Dad. I tell him, you're doing one hell of a job there, Mr. Smith. And he would say, thank you, and take another bite.
Oh, yeah, that stroked their ego a little bit. They still haven't lost that, right?
Right. I mean, he took me seriously, like, oh, I'm doing a good job. Play their favorite music. It takes them back. It takes them back, and you get so much more out of them. You'd be surprised that they remember the words. They've forgotten who all their grandchildren are, maybe who their children are. But you turn on a top 40 song from their era, and they're singing the words. It's amazing.
Wow. And you've probably seen this a lot in the nursing home.
Oh, yeah.
What are some of what about pets? Is that something that helps?
If they liked pets before they had dementia, that has not changed. Okay. That has not changed. And that's a wonderful connection. We each get dementia in our own flavor, I like to say. Everybody's got their own flavor based on their personality and who they are. You've got those people that were hard workers all their life, and that work drive has not left. Okay. You're doing laundry anyway. Put the laundry, take the laundry to them. Fold the laundry together. Don't worry about if they fold it right or wrong, but fold it together. Pull out a drawer and put things that are only safe in that drawer for them. Let them rummage through the drawer. Let them organize the drawer. Put things that they were familiar with in front of them. Like my father-in-law was a millwright, so I would put screws and bolts and all these things in front of him and keys. And he would always pick the keys up and set them aside. Like, I don't need that for anything. And play with the bolts. Women, you might want to put some of their makeup in front of them. Give them a mirror. Don't worry about if it looks good or it doesn't, or have a spa day with that person. You might already be responsible for their bathing and their grooming. Take one of those bath days and turn it into, okay, we're going to curl your hair, blow dry your feet, or blow dry your hair, set your hair, paint your toenails, do your fingernails.
Oh, yeah. Maybe turn on the light spa music and light a candle and just have the ambiance to make them feel special. That is such a great idea. it was clicking as you were talking about. If they have a intense work drive prior to dementia, they will after. My dad is a worker. He has
Yeah.
always worked. He's provided for our family his whole life. I can sit now. He's recovered so much and has made so much progress since his stroke. We can have amazing conversations, which is a blessing.
Mhm.
He does, though, have dementia. So there are days where he's not as sharp, but he's constantly wanting to fidget with something, fix something. He's always moving around. He won't use his walker. He just, you know what I mean?
Well,
And
won't use the walker.
yeah, I know. Use the walker. He falls. He says he just rolls with it when he falls. Dad.
Well, good
He,
for him.
he always told us kids, people get hurt. When we were young, growing up, he would say, people get hurt because they don't know how to fall, Debbie. You got to roll with it. So I told him the other day, I
He's
said, well,
right.
I'm like, my sisters told me you had 2 falls today. He's like, yep, but I rolled with it. I'm not hurt.
God
I'm like,
bless him.
oh,
God
Lordy.
bless him.
But
And
so
we all want to hear that we're doing a good job. We all want praise. That doesn't stop when you have dementia. So, like you said, when your dad's having bad days and his thoughts are disorganized and he's rummaging, trying to get things done, and he might have a sense that he's not accomplishing, though he's trying, tell him he's doing a good job.
and he really
Right?
is. Like he will help. And
Oh,
I mean, as soon as I start to leave the house, he's getting up, let me help you carry your stuff out. And I'm like, Dad, but we got to let him do these things because he feels
sure,
useless. He wants to
sure.
feel like he still has purpose. So you're really inspiring me. Like it makes so much sense. And it's almost like, it makes so much sense that you would think I would have already figured that out. Like he has a work ethic before. Why wouldn't he still have that hard work drive now? Like
Mhm.
you don't know what you don't know. And you
Well,
have
you
all this
just want him to stay still and not fall.
and not hurt himself. Yeah.
And he's not down for that.
No, he isn't. He isn't. We tell him, Dad, you've got to use your walker. He'll pick it up and put it to the side and say, I just used it. Like, oh, Lord, have mercy. But anyway, I love what you're saying. I mean, give us more. I mean, I love the ideas.
Okay.
What about also for the caregivers that don't have a lot of help? How can
So
they navigate
I'm
that?
gonna run down a lot of resources that are available for them, and then I'm gonna talk a little bit more about them because they need everybody's support. They're just barely hanging on by a thread. First of all, Ohio has a wonderful organization called COAAA. It's Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging. We are in District 7.
We're in
Call
districts.
those. Yep. Call those people. Tell them what situation you're in. Your parent or loved one may not qualify for Medicaid that would provide nursing home care,
Mhm.
but they might qualify for um, the passport waiver program.
Hey, if
Which
anybody's
means,
listening, I want to interrupt you 1 second.
yeah,
To our listeners who are on here right now, could you please type in the comments what she is saying? So that was CO triple A. So it's COAAA.
yep, Area 7 or District 7.
And we're in District 7. If somebody who's watching could help us out right now and type that in the comments, because then as people come on, they can access that without watching this all the way back. So, and that is, if you're needing some help, you can contact them, Robbie.
Uh-huh. And they're going to tell you what everything that you're eligible for. Whether you need nursing home care or you don't, you just want to see if you can get some passport help. They can even help you with a Medicaid application and point you in all the right directions.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful resource. So let's say your parents do qualify or your loved one does qualify for the passport program. They can send, if you have a nursing need, like maybe the person's diabetic and the sugars have to be monitored, or maybe they have a wound, and that passport program can send a nurse out once a week, take a look at the wound, do the dressing. They can send a home health aide out 3 times a week to help with showers. And they can even send a homemaker out so many times a week to prepare a meal, help with laundry, whatnot.
Okay. Now,
And
is this something that's covered under insurance or is it what?
this is a Medicaid thing, but some people are not well to do, but they're over resources to have Medicaid pay for a nursing home stay.
Okay.
But they are not over resources. If they own a home, have a car, they can still access this passport program.
Okay.
And when you call CO AAA, they're going to tell the caller what they qualify for and what they don't, what other resources are available to them.
Okay.
They're wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
I wanted to say, it looks like Susan is telling us that I am COAA District 7 is a great resource to find out what you're eligible for aging parents needs help. Passport program, you may qualify for help. Yeah. Oh, I see. Susan, you're helping us out. Okay. Thank you for typing that in the chat. Thank you. Thank you.
And then there are even family members where you can get a job at Passport and get paid to take care of your own family.
Mm.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
So
never even heard of it. Okay. So how does this differ between hospice and other programs?
Okay. So CL AAA 7, you just have to have a physical need. So let's talk a little bit about hospice. We all hear the word hospice and we think that the person is dying very soon. They're bedbound, they're in their last days, which isn't necessarily true. Their hospice has criteria that folks have to meet, just like any insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
Most of our elderly have Medicare, not Medicaid, but Medicare, right?
Okay. We
get that at 62.
Medicare,
yeah. Right. Most folks in America have Medicare. Hospice is an entitlement. So you're entitled to hospice, the hospice benefit. So you just need to qualify. You just need to tick all the little check marks. So for a disease that's not cancer, well, we're going to use dementia since that's what we're talking about tonight. Perhaps your father has dementia and he's lost weight and he's had a fall. Those things might qualify him for hospice. Some people get kicked off of hospice because that same resident will gain weight, go for a period without falling, and not decline. So hospice is a very liquid program. Just because you have it once and maybe you got kicked off doesn't mean you can't get it again. You can start it and stop it on a dime. And our county, Ross County, has wonderful hospice agencies. And I have so many different companies that are awesome.
I can tell you from experience that hospice with my father has been absolutely amazing. We got kicked off because I didn't realize. I got nervous one day and called the.
You sent him to the hospital.
I sent him to the hospital. I was like, oh my God. And we called the ambulance and then they called us like a few days later and they're like, you're supposed to call us. I'm like, oh, I'm just nervous.
I'm sorry. He was turning blue.
Yeah, they reinstated him right away, but we had to go through all the paperwork again. Yeah.
And different hospices have different policies on that. Okay, they're all going to stop services once they go to the hospital. Some hospices won't pick them back up, or some hospices will, but if you do it again, they're not going to pick them back up.
Yeah, they told us, you got to call us. Yes.
And some hospices are like, okay, this is what's going on. You still, like my dad was very challenging. He didn't want to follow any doctor's orders to save his own life, but he wanted to be resuscitated if he died. Yeah. And he wanted all measures taken to save his life.
Yeah.
All right. So I found a hospice company that would allow me to send him to the hospital for transfusions, get him all boosted up, send him back, and they'd readmit him.
Okay. So Susan's asking you how many hospice agencies are in Ross County?
I'm just going to name some off the top of my head because I have no idea. You have Buckeye, Heartland, NCR, Adena. There's other ones.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting somebody.
There's several, I think.
I know I'm forgetting somebody. Um, Got me thinking about hospices now. My experience with the companies that I have just talked about is wonderful. People don't get into the hospice gig, the nurses, the aides, the chaplains, because they're not compassionate people. They are very compassionate people. Hospice, though, is another way of looking at things. It's not about living and getting better. It's about enjoying where you're at.
Hmm.
Uh, it's about being comfortable. It's about avoiding pain. So they're not worried about somebody's blood pressure.
Hmm.
They're not worried about their sugars. They're worried about how do they feel today? Are they doing good?
Yeah.
What's their quality of life?
Hmm. That's so true. Okay, so we've named a few resources. Are there other ones that you can think of for help for families?
Well, like you said in the beginning of the show, sometimes, despite your best intentions, and you don't want to let go of the family home, but it's just too much, or it's that one person and they've got to feed their own kids. There are financial helps too. Um, an elder care attorney, a lot of times, is going to know all the ins and outs of Medicaid a lot better than COAAA 7.
Okay.
If there's a way to retain some resources, they're going to know how to do it.
Okay.
So you've got a family home, they've got a car, maybe they've got some life insurance. You talk with an elder care attorney, they might remind you of the fact that someone can give to their child up to $12,000 in a one-time gift.
Hmm.
The amount might be higher now. It's not a lot, but most likely, um, the Medicaid department is not going to tell you that.
Sure.
COAAA might not tell you that. So they're not all is lost.
Hmm.
There are folks out there that can tell you about any loopholes or things that your general sources don't know about.
Yes.
And I know Sherry Rutherford and I believe Laura Hill are resources in Chillicothe, and they're both great. So the trick to if you need nursing home care is all you can do is learn from the experience with your parents what to do for your own children.
Hmm.
And basically, you have to be psychic and know 5 years before you're going to go to a nursing home. That's when all this has to be done. You can't go, Dad's going to need a nursing home next year. Oh, sign the house over to us now. It has to be done 5 years in advance.
Yes.
So you might want to think about your own planning. Okay, I'm 60 and I'm going to be 65 soon. Maybe at 65, I do want to sign over a lot of assets to my children. Or maybe I want to purchase a particular type of trust where the older I get, the less of my assets I own and the more that my beneficiaries own. And these elder care attorneys can help you set that up. They're great at financial planning.
Gotcha. I know too, everything should be probated, go all the way through probate before anything happens because
Right.
that's a lot. Um, I guess I want to know more. Like I had written notes, like how can families divide responsibilities in a way that feels fair and sustainable? You
Well,
already
you can get the old calendar out.
You can, because you started with that, right? Because you know how important that is to just make sure that it's not too much on one person. And then navigating conflicts with it. I mean, we luckily haven't had that and hopefully we won't.
I'm
But
so
even,
thankful for your
yeah,
family
I am
because it
too.
is stressful, and
Yeah.
a lot of siblings do get divided and they don't
Mhm.
get back. Some caregivers feel abandoned by their siblings because they're not getting support. I've known caregivers that have had to quit their jobs move in with their parent that needs assistance, and maybe somebody in the family comes for a couple hours and
Mm-hmm.
allows, and they think that they're giving that caregiver a break, but really they're only there for a couple hours, and that caregiver is running to the pharmacy and the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, what can people do that are a little bit further away? Or, man, run to the grocery store for these
Yeah.
caregivers. Pick up some stuff at the pharmacy, because they are transporting your loved one to and from the doctors. Um, a lot of times back and forth between these elder care attorneys, especially if you get a guardianship, that's really hard on the caregiver to be a
Sure.
guardian. It's a really, really hard thing. If you can do it with durable power of attorney for health and a durable power of attorney for financing, it's a lot easier than becoming
Yeah.
somebody's guardian.
Mm-hmm. I I want you to touch a little bit more on the effects of dementia for the patient and the family too, because you hear a lot of people mm, they don't understand how to deal. I mean, it would be really difficult caring for
And
someone that doesn't
it
remember.
is. And you hear a lot of the spouses are unforgiving of each other,
Yeah.
but you have to put, obviously, your mom still isn't around. But if she was, she might get aggravated with your dad for his dementia, where you girls don't,
Well,
because that was her life.
my mom's
Okay.
all four of us are all over this guy. I mean,
All
he
right.
actually
Well,
feels like he needs to have
that's
him.
been her life partner all this time.
Oh yeah.
His role isn't to be confused. Like, I work with
Well, I see
dementia
where you're going
patients, love them. But if my husband had dementia, I can see myself going, "Oh my God, I have told you that 3 times already."
I know.
It's just different roles. So,
Yeah.
as I said, everybody gets their own flavor of dementia.
Yeah.
You see some mean people become really nice. My father-in-law was always really reserved. He started dancing in his chair when he heard his music. Never danced
Aw,
before.
never, aw.
So my advice is, let these folks with dementia do their thing. And I can't stress how much to have fun, because at the end of the day, when all is said and done and they're not with us anymore, those memories will be just as precious as the memories when they had all of their mind, the memories of them having fun.
Do you ever hear, does anyone ever tell you, oh gosh, they're in the beginning stages of Alzheimer's, they're in the beginning stages, you can see dementia, but they still have good days? Writing down stories, like talking to them and letting them tell them stories. So you have, once they're gone, you can't ask.
That's right. That's right. Everybody, you find out the recipes that you love now, because they're not, when you're young, you think mom or grandma is going to be able to cook for you for forever, and you don't bother to learn those recipes or family stories or whatnot. You better
Yeah.
get it while you can.
Wow. And that's amazing advice too. I mean, once again, it's the things that you're saying that we kind of know, but we don't bring it to the front of our brain and execute it right, because it's, yeah, meet them where they are today and have fun. Very good, Susan.
Have fun. That's my best advice to everybody. But
Mhm.
for those that are the sole caregiver, or maybe they have a sibling and they're both just burning the candle at both ends trying to provide care, um, find time to laugh. Try to take care of yourself. Okay. Try not to miss dentist appointments. Try to get a little bit of help. Now, one nice thing with hospice is part of the benefit is you can get 5 days um, of respite care in a nursing home every month.
Okay, explain that. So, meaning if
So,
you need a
so,
break,
like, yeah, let's say your dad, that there's not all these girls to take care of. It's just you, or it's just you and your mom. And you haven't been to the dentist in 2 years, and whatever. Or maybe there's a family wedding, and it's not fair for your mom to miss this family wedding because her grandchildren are there in North Carolina, whatever. You can ask your hospice for a 5-day respite in a nursing home of your choice. I personally would choose the Vineyards at Concord.
In Frankfurt.
Kind of. I think we're the best. Um,
I bet you are really
but,
good
um, we have an amazing staff.
there. Yeah.
An amazing staff. Um, I cannot think of one person that doesn't truly care about what they're doing, from administration to kitchen to housekeeping, and of course nursing. Just
Mhm.
wonderful. I go on and on. So
I know
I
before you finish, what you can ask hospice to do. How many beds, how many rooms, how many people can be at Concord?
Okay, so we're a smaller facility. We have lots of elbow room. It looks
Yeah.
bigger, but we only have 32 beds.
Yeah.
And we're family owned and operated. So that means that we're giving a lot of individual attention
I
to the
believe it.
individual. And I
Yeah.
always tell somebody, your first week in a nursing home is the worst, which even your first week here is good. But every day that we get to know you, our care is going to get better and better and better
Yeah,
and
you know
better.
their personality. What
You know what
about
they take in their coffee.
yeah, yeah.
All that.
What is your role at Concord?
I'm facility manager.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. Yeah. I believe you're really good at what you do. So you go to hospice and you say, "Respite, help us," and then
Mhm.
they're able to
Yep. They can recommend a place for you. I know Adina often recommends us, and Heartland often recommends us. I'm very grateful for that, but they can help recommend a nursing home for you. I know with us, and I'm sure other places, you can come in and check us out.
yeah,
And
I
then
might
you
do
just
that.
like, I need a break from July 1st to July 5th. And you bring your little loved one in, and we make them comfortable. And hospice is still in connection with them. They're still getting visits from hospice workers.
Yeah.
And we call hospice just like hospice directed you. You call us first. We're calling hospice if we have an issue, and it's the same caregivers caring for them, only they're in a nursing home where there's a nurse on duty 24/7 and nurse aides and all
Okay,
that
well,
good
what
stuff.
about this? What about when someone has dementia or Alzheimer's? It seems that when they are removed from their environment and go somewhere else, it seems to intensify the dementia or the Alzheimer's. How do you manage that? Like, I don't want to, like, if,
It, if you move them around a lot, perhaps, but usually just one move, it doesn't a whole lot. It's surprising that it doesn't a whole lot. And they're very accepting of new faces. I don't know why. I think like you think, oh, I don't know these people,
mhm,
but the dementia is almost protective.
okay,
They don't see us as strangers.
mhm,
However, even with dementia, once they wake up in the same bed for a week or 2 weeks or whatever it be, that they might not be able to say, I'm at the Vineyards at Concord in Frankfurt, Ohio. Um, but they recognize us. They might not recognize us as that is my nurse, that is my nurse aide, but they know that we're not strangers.
yeah.
They get used to the routines. I don't know how dementia allows us to do that, but it does.
Can you share any stories about, I don't know, anything that might either entertain us or enlighten us or inspire us? I don't know.
There's
I think we have a funny one.
I don't know. I don't know if I can tell all these stories. There's stories about nudity. There's stories.
We don't need clothes
We
here.
enjoy it. Like I said, you have fun, and you go with what they're doing. We have several hard workers, a couple ladies in particular, who feel that they're our supervisor, and they will stand right next to you. I was in a meeting a few weeks ago, and one of our ladies with dementia was walking down the hall carrying the nurse's laptop. You know, like,
She's
oh,
gotta go get her
okay.
done.
We have we have had several people in our history that like to pull fire alarms, right? Just what
There's
gets me is the only people that are freaking out is the staff. What gets me is the folks with dementia act like it's totally normal for there to be sirens going off. It's always surprised me that they don't get upset. But we had a gentleman that, sometimes that's what he likes to do, and he had done it twice that day, and he had been counseled. You got to stop it. And when he was counseled, he said, "Okay, well, f you very much."
oh, oh no.
I was like, oh, so I kind of felt sorry for him. I saw him about 10 minutes later, and I'm like, how you doing, buddy? He said, I just keep effing up.
Oh,
You can't help but just be
you
like, oh,
can't.
you're okay. I F up too, It's no
Oh,
big deal. Don't worry about it. But that gives you a little insight to his brain, as it's not something that he's doing to cause a problem.
he just he pulls it. I mean, it's just there
It
it is.
just
Oh my
just
god.
seems like the right thing to do at the time, right?
Oh my
What's this?
goodness.
I think I'll pull it down. But yeah, I cannot tell you all the stories, but we're adults. We get very childlike, but we are still adults at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to manage. It's hard to especially when it's loved one, not baby them and treat them as a child. They are still an adult.
Yeah.
And they need to be treated as an adult, you know.
And even when you said grab the laundry, let them mate socks. Let them put
I mean,
socks
oh yeah,
work. They are an adult and they want to feel useful. So engage them with things that they can still do.
give them a rag, where they might be stationary in that wheelchair, but tell them to clean up the table in front of them.
Yeah.
These workers, they're like, okay,
Oh, good. Give me a
you
job.
know,
Makes them feel
yeah,
good. Yeah.
give them a spray bottle of maybe some vinegar solution, some vinegar and water so that they don't poison themselves, and a rag, and let them go to town all over the house.
Yeah.
Just, you know, it's all about whatever they want to do at the time.
Okay.
And you try that music. That turns on a
Music.
lot of
And
stuff.
I've often thought it can be really quiet in a space, and you turn on some music, and the atmosphere changes.
It
Music is such
does.
a gift.
It
Such
does. And it transcends so many barriers.
Mhm. That's amazing. That is a great idea. And the fact that people with Alzheimer's and dementia sometimes can sing the words to a song and not even know their children. The way the
And
brain is so.
I've seen people with Alzheimer's and dementia flirt. In their mind, a lot of times they're their best age.
Yeah.
They're rarely 84 in their mind.
Oh, dad in the hospital, when they asked him how old he was, he said 42.
Absolutely. That's how I want to be. If I get dementia, I want to be in my 30s and be on top of my game.
Yeah.
Um, Dementia can be really hard for those with anxiety. There are some that have dementia that know that they don't know things, and it brings them anxiety.
Oh,
And
okay.
those are probably the toughest cases
Oh,
because there's nothing that
knowing, yeah, knowing enough that you're not able to remember someone or whatever, and then that makes them anxious. That's sad. How do
and
you handle that?
well, you use medication. You
Yeah.
use anxiolytics, some antidepressants, but you reassure them that they're safe and that it's okay.
Yeah.
Recently, we had a lady tell a staff member, she said, um, I don't even know who I am some days.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh. So, what we said is that's okay. You're in a good place with people that care about you. Your family, your children know where you are, and we have a bedroom set up for you with all your things in it. And we're going to remember who you are. In case you forget, that's okay. We're
Oh,
going to
that's
remember who you are.
yeah.
Or when they're searching for things, a lot of times I'll just tell them about their chart. They're searching for phone numbers and children. I have all that written down for you in a book, and we keep it here. So you don't have to worry if you lost your phone book or your address book. I've got all that written down for you. So you have no worries.
Yeah, that's nice. Reassurance.
Reassurance and distraction. Now let's go on to something fun.
Yeah.
Let's leave that here. Our parents are such a big influence on us that even in our 80s and 90s, these folks are looking for their mom and dad. And that breaks my heart.
Mm-hmm.
But there's lots of ways that you can handle it. Again, treat them as adults. Sometimes you can say, you know what? How old are you? Well, I'm 92. Your mom passed away. And if they start to get upset, sometimes I'll be like, you don't have to cry, sweetheart. You went to their funeral. You've already grieved her. Some can't take it, but most of them can when you explain to them and tell them the truth. I have
So
to.
do you ever suggest lying about something to save their
Yes,
feelings? You,
yes,
you do? So sometimes it's
yes.
like you know who you're dealing with, and if you need to be honest, or you can be honest, or you can't.
Like I said, everybody's got their own flavor.
Okay.
They used to teach us to never lie, and I would find ways to not tell them what was going on and not lie, and that works for some people. But sometimes the best thing is to go with it. It's like arguing with a drunk. You're not going to win.
Okay.
Maybe it's about somebody that's passed away. She was just here, or she just lives on the corner. Why won't you let me go see my mother? She just lives over there. Um, Sometimes the best thing is to say, you know what, she's not home right now, but
Okay.
she knows where you're at, and we'll give her a call after supper.
Okay.
Um, or, I want to go home, and you're thinking, oh geez, we're in a nursing home and you're never going home. Sometimes I say, there's nobody at home right now, and we don't want you to be by yourself. And I'll use their family's name. Jenny has brought your things in, and you've got a bedroom back there, and they've cooked for us. And we don't want to waste any food, so you might as well stay here and have dinner with us.
Mm-hmm.
And, by the time dinner comes, they're on something else. You can redirect their attention with music, with activities, with conversation. Just get them on a different topic. But yes, sometimes the best thing is to agree with them. In arguing with somebody with dementia, you will never, ever, ever win.
It's not even
No,
worth
no logic that you present is they're not going to be like, oh, okay.
it. Mm-hmm. I want to acknowledge Chelsea, who has been piping in and adding to the conversation.
Aww.
We appreciate
Hi,
your
Kelsey.
Yes, and Susan, of course. I mean, she's a resource too. But I just, it's a you never. Okay, so I want to say this. It's like when you're a new mom and you read all the books, you're ready, Dr. Spock, we got it, even though I don't agree with all of it. But as a new mom, I believed I had to do everything that book told me to. But you're preparing, right? So you're preparing to bring this new baby home, this new life that you're going to take care of. And you're kind of like mentally there, right? Even though things come up and you might not know how to handle it, and motherhood in general is, oh, but I never really prepared myself mentally and read up on how this is going to feel and how to navigate aging parents. And then all of a sudden, I'm in this season of my life and I don't really like it that much.
Yeah, there is probably no greater pain. I don't have children, so perhaps watching your child go through something would be. But then to watch the people that you love and raised you suffer, there's no greater pain. Again, that's why I go back to have fun with it. Every moment that you can, have fun with it. And In ways, yes, the best days are over, but I cannot express enough how many positive memories that you can make even with someone with dementia.
And you know, the key to this that I'm feeling from you, and when we had a conversation on the phone the other day, there were some things that you said, including that you can still make good memories. And then a lot of people, I feel like, retreat and they don't
Yep.
want, they're like, I just want to be in the headspace and remember all the good times. But
Yep.
then,
What I told you was when you're a caregiver, even if you're by yourself, even if you have very little support, even if every day is challenging, you get these little pearls, these little jewels, these little diamonds, these little moments with them that become the most precious memories to you. Um, I know with my husband, we were gone for a few days before his dad got super bad. And when we came back, he had a little roll with it, like your dad, a fall without injury.
yeah.
My mother-in-law calls us, hey, can you come get your dad off the floor? And it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. My husband, and like we had just got back in from Washington, D.C. or somewhere like that. And he said when he went to get his dad off the floor, his dad reached up and touched his face and said, "Oh, there you are."
Mm.
And I mean, he still cherishes that memory.
Mm-hmm.
And I cherish all the goofing off that I did with him, you
Mm.
know. All he got irritated with my husband telling him, Dad, take another bite. Dad, take another bite. And he said he turned around and his dad, who is not a cursor, does not have a bad temper, was going like this. It's like, Dad.
It's like I know a parent has to feel like, oh my gosh, you're telling me what to do every 5 seconds. Like, get all,
That's right.
that's very different.
Mm-hmm.
Having to kind of school your own parent feels different too. And all of us girls
Uh-huh.
always telling dad, and God love him. I mean, he doesn't have any sons. It's his wife and 3 girls. There's 4 of us. Just, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
we're on his nerves and,
Oh, yeah.
but
Oh, yeah. And for all the people that have a brother or sister that are providing most of the care for their parent, um, step up a little bit. Give them a break or go to the grocery store for them.
yeah,
Pick up stuff from the pharmacy. And you were asking, like, what if somebody lives out of state?
yeah.
What can they do? Listen to the caregiver vent. Make that phone. I just make a phone call and not ask about dad. How are you doing, sis?
Yeah, yeah,
And then try not to judge them for what they say.
yeah.
No.
And because you don't know, like one of my sisters moved in with my parents. So she's there all the time.
Yeah.
And, and if she needs to vent, I'm gonna let her. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
least I can do for the
Yeah.
least,
Yeah. She's a human being, she's a human being. She might say something that's a little offensive about your mom or dad, but she's in the battlefield.
Yeah.
She's in the front
Yeah,
line. When you visit someone like that, don't ask, can I run some laundry? Just go ahead and run some laundry.
true.
You
Mhm.
know, clean a bathroom, dude. Do
Yeah.
anything to just give them a little bit of reprieve. And then um when you relieve someone like that, try to provide the best care for your the loved one while they're gone. And then if you're a caregiver, don't be so critical of the care that's given when you're not there.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not going to do as good a job as you.
Yeah.
They're just not.
Well,
No reason to be mad about it.
and the notebook idea of writing down everything, and my sister started that, and we do the same when we're there, the time, what happened, what medication, you know
It helps provide consistent care, and everybody's on the same page.
that's right,
Everybody knows what's going on.
that's right. Well, I want to ask you I would love to have you come back sometime. We'll get your camera on your computer
Yeah.
up and running, and we will come back and chat again. I really enjoyed this. I think you have given a lot of insight and almost like common sense things that you don't know if you don't know, right? But it makes
Right.
sense. You've
Right.
explained and the resources that you've provided. Thanks for that. But I always ask everybody, the show's called Find It, and it's finding something in life that has inspired you that you can share with us so that you can inspire us to find it too. So, in your life, and it can have to do with your career, it can have to do with anything. What have you found in your life that you'd like to share with us so maybe we can be inspired to find it too?
Oh wow, nothing like putting somebody on the spot there. I personally love traveling, but I guess like my advice with dementia is having fun with it.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy your journey,
Hmm.
even when it's hard, even when you're in there for the long haul. The 10-year storms, let
Hmm.
alone the storms that last for months, but the 5-year storms, the 10-year storms is enjoy your journey. Regardless of all the things that are against you, find things to enjoy and don't let those things go.
That's beautiful. That's so true. Even finding the beauty in the storm, right? Finding that. So I
Yes.
really, Robbie, really appreciate you being here. And I don't know, everyone watching, can you just say too, can I feel the warmth of who you are through the screen? I mean,
Oh,
I know that you found the right industry to be in, and I am certain that you are such um I bet your patients, they all love to see your face and hear your voice. You have a very warm you don't have children of your own, but you kind of have all of these people in your care. And I
yeah.
feel like you're a mother figure to so many adults that, you found your calling. I feel that from you. And I feel blessed to even know you, Robbie. So I'd
Oh,
love to
you're so
have you back.
sweet.
I'd love to have you back sometime. We'll talk more stuff, more stories, and
All
hone in
right.
on things. Okay. So,
All
with
right.
that, guys, I think we're going to call it a night. And we're so glad you all joined us. And we will be back another Wednesday night to share some more topics with you. Have a great one, y'all.
Thanks
Bye.
for having me.
You bet.
That floats around me, keeping me